Welcome back, everybody. It feels like fall out there. It's going to today and tomorrow. Going to be in the mid to high 60s, which is okay by me, as we're already knee deep in football already. Have been for a couple weeks, and today is go time for everybody in North Dakota high school football. We checked in Beach yesterday. They got going at midnight this morning. Another team's just wrapping up, including our next guest, who pretty big deal today. The first official varsity football practice for the Minot North Sentinels as they get set to begin their varsity journey this fall. We've been checking in on them sporadically over the last couple of years, and now it's go time. It's our pleasure to welcome back to our show head coach Jacob Holmen after they just wrapped up practice number 1. How did it go as a varsity team for the first practice?
Yeah, it was real special. We have a home finally, so we get to be on our field, be in our locker room. A lot of excitement around our community right now. Guys were itching at it to get back out on the field, and we had a good first go.
You know, we talked this time last year. It probably still seemed forever away. Does it feel like you've been doing this for 2 years? Does it feel like it's surreal that it's actually here now?
Yeah, it actually, now that we're here, it came really quick. But in those 2 years of waiting, it was a long process of just waiting to get to play some varsity football. Those freshman JV games were a struggle at times, but we're here.
The anticipation outside, Jacob. Tell me about that. Not in with the team, but even just around town. Can you give me a sense of that?
Yeah, a lot of excitement. I've been asked thousands of questions about when we open, who we play our first game, all that. Most common question is when do we play Minot High, and we actually don't this
Yeah,
year.
right. Yeah.
Since we're in the AA level, they're in the AAA level. But yeah, a lot of support from our community. They're excited. We're excited to open up our school. People haven't come and seen our field yet. We can't get people in the school yet, so a lot of anticipation.
So we were visiting off air. For people that watch the show, I know from in that part of the state they know, but for around the state, where are you located actually in Minot?
Yeah, we're in the northwest part of Minot, so the 83 bypass that goes around town. We're a couple blocks from that, right next to the big Marketplace Foods up on North Hill.
Okay. I'm sure. Have you been staking this out for the last 2 years to look at like just see how the progression has been going?
Yeah, I actually bought a house that's about 3 minutes away a couple years ago after I got the job, just so I could be close to work. But so I drive by it pretty much every single day.
Yeah.
Kept track on it. Maybe snuck out when I shouldn't have snuck out on the field a couple times, but now I'm okay to do it. I have keys, so I don't have to break in anymore.
So tell us about this team. You've seen them literally grow up in front of your eyes. Where the anticipation level for them as juniors now to play varsity football?
Yeah, it's been 2 years of growth. When we got these guys that were freshmen, they knew nothing, and we got to be the ones to teach them everything, and they bought into it. And we just have a really good group of kids. A lot of them are good football players, but they're better people, and that's our goal of our program. Is we want to build good young men, and they've really bought into doing that, and they'll represent our school and our community very well.
In terms of numbers, you were telling me off air, and I was shocked. And you can share this here, but is that even impressed you about the amount of guys that have come out to play?
Yeah. So practice 1, we had around 50 today, and we're hoping to get about 70.
Wow.
But honestly, our kids are our best recruiters. We have a couple guys that are juniors that have gotten probably 10 to 15 guys to come play and give it a try. And we have, I think, about 30 juniors. So that was our first group of kids that we got.
Yeah.
There were 14 at practice 1 2 years ago, and to have 30 now is a big deal.
So it's just word of mouth. You feel like that's gone around to really help you?
I think so. Yeah. Year 1, I think it was just nobody knew what was going on.
Yeah.
We didn't have a building. Year 2, it built a little bit, and now that we have a home, I think more people will see that we have a team, and we're taking whoever we can get.
Jacob, I remember covering when Fargo Davies opened, and Davies had to practice everywhere. They played everywhere before it was ready to go. You've lived that. Tell for viewers, where have you practiced and where have you played the last 2 years?
Yeah, we've been around town quite a bit. We started fall camp at Minot High the last couple of years. Practiced with the middle school team up at Ramsey Middle School for the last 2 years during the school year. Our weight room was at a different school at Central Campus, so we were kind of road warriors without even leaving our own town.
So just the fact you've got your own place, that's got to feel just amazing in its own right.
Yeah, absolutely. And our field is set up in a way that we have our own locker room right outside our football
Nice.
field. So it's about 10 steps away. In the past, we'd have to walk, felt like a half mile to get to practice, and it'll save us so much time. Just a place that we can really call our own and make our own home.
So you open up here, August 29th is your first game. You're playing the Century JV team, and then it's on to the schools in the double A level. Give me the
Correct.
expectation wise, where you're in your own mind of what you hope to see from your team this fall.
We just want to be competitive in every game that we play. Keep things close. We think we have a group of guys that has grown and learned how to compete really well. Have we played varsity football yet? No. So I think we got to get a taste of that and feel that out. So those non-conference games early, I think, are a big deal for us, where we can learn the speed of the game and how physical it is. But we got kids who aren't going to back down, and they're gonna compete their tails off because they love one another, and we love them, and it's going to be a special year.
This is going to come across. I'm telling you this because you're on the show and I don't care. The Sentinel nickname is awesome. I'm just going to tell you that right now. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, I didn't actually like it right away, and it started to grow on me over time. And our logo, our graphic
Fantastic.
design lady downtown, it's awesome. She did a
Yes.
great job of developing that. So colors are great.
Yep.
They did a great job of picking everything.
Is that on the helmet? Is that the set? Is that going to be on your helmet?
Yeah, we
Oh
have
man,
a matte navy helmet with the silver Sentinel logo on
that's
it.
that.
So
That's it. That might be number one in North Dakota. You
all
guys
right,
even played a
hey, we'll
game
take it.
yet? You guys better have played
That's
a
right.
game yet, man. Um,
We'll take it.
Seeing what West Fargo Horist has done, I know it's two different schools, two different population bases, but they made the play. They won a game last year. Are you looking at that as a model?
Yeah, to some extent. I mean, like you said, we're different programs. I know I have an uncle who lives down in Fargo, and he would go watch them from time to time when they were first starting, and I think they were hurting for numbers a little bit
Yep.
early.
Yep.
Um, it doesn't appear that we're going to be in that same situation, so we're grateful for that. But again, you're learning as you go. We're in a little different scenario of we actually have a couple seniors that are going to come play for us. So
Nice.
because of the sizes of the schools, kids could kind of switch back and
Okay.
forth. So I believe we'll have four seniors on
Wow.
our team,
Okay.
which is always beneficial to get some old kids if you can.
There's no doubt about it. It's just the goal through fall camp always is to stay healthy. But where do you want to be when you get here at the end of the month of where you want to be as a football team?
Yeah, we tell our kids all the time that smart guys play football. So we have some of the best teachers of the game of football that I've ever been around. Um, and that's what we're trying to ingrain in our kids is you got to learn the game of football, and whether you're the most athletic guy on the field doesn't matter half the time in the game of football. If you know where you're supposed to be, um, you can set yourself up for some success. So we might be a little smaller, a little slower, a little less physical at times than teams, but we're hopefully going to be smarter than them. So we're just going to take fall camp these 3 weeks before we play and learn as much as we can and teach as much as we can.
So the obvious question is emotions for you before taking the field for game one. Where do you think you're going to be at?
Um, I, I'll hopefully be able to keep them in check, but it'll be a realization of a dream that I've had since I was a little kid. You know, growing up and watching my dad be a head football
Yeah.
coach, that was my goal since the time I was probably in second grade. So to do it on a Friday night in front of fans from our town, with my dad on the sideline next to me, he's helping us
I
out.
know. I was going to ask you about that. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Did you have to twist his arm to come back to the sideline?
not at all. No, when I got the job, he was ready to go right away. So it's a really special thing to get to coach with him as an assistant for him, as a player for him, and now we kind of role reverse, and it's been fun
Do you feel like he's going to be tapping you on the shoulder at anything to, anything like
from
that during
time
the
to
game?
time. Yeah, he does a really good job of letting me go and let me learn from my mistakes and whatnot. But it's good to have a guy with so much wisdom and in the game of football and just in life who I can go to with anything.
Is there a game that you've circled on beyond game one? Is there one you're really looking forward to?
Honestly, no. We're going to take it 1 week at a time. I'll steal the old Coach Schweigert mantra of day by day. Um, we got to take things day by day, and games will become bigger as you get deeper into the season. But we've told our kids, what's the biggest game of the year? Game one.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next biggest game of the year? Game two. So day by day is our mantra.
Uh, you mentioned it earlier. I think there's the obvious question, Jacob, for people that don't know, when do you think you could play Minot? Is that in the offing anytime soon?
Yeah, I've had conversations with our athletic director about that. depending on the levels of things, they got to figure out if they're going to go to a 2-year plan for scheduling or not.
Right.
So it might be a little while, but I know this year Fargo South and Shanley are playing.
Yep.
So you can cross divisions if you get it right with the scheduling committee. So there's a chance that it could happen. I know people in Minot want it to happen.
Yeah.
I want it to happen. Coach Endershot wants it to happen. So hopefully next year, but I can't guarantee anything like that.
That would be something else actually to see that, because I can remember the first Shanley Davies or South Davies game. That was special, and I imagine it'll be the same in Minot whenever that does come to pass.
Absolutely. We got to play their JV team twice, and those were the biggest JV games I've ever witnessed in my life.
I bet.
Really, really, really fun. Really fun. So to do it at a higher level will be even more fun.
To have Minot be the reigning champs, football's role, it's always been popular, but does it feel like it's at a different level right now in the city?
Yeah, I would say so. There's a lot of excitement around what's going on the south side of Minot, but we're trying to match that and hopefully overtake that at some point. But yeah, I've had a lot of conversations with coaches over there since we were over there all summer doing our lifting and stuff. But we want to make football in Minot great. And the example we use is when Bismarck High and Bismarck Century were really good back when I was in high school. Football in Bismarck was good because they were both challenging each other. So we're hoping to do the same thing in town here.
Before you go, you told me, can you flip? You're up in the press box here. Give us a preview of what the field looks like. This is
you got it.
Look at this. This is fantastic. Turf field. I love the logo. That's fantastic. And then you mentioned the locker room is right there beyond the goal. Wow, that's great.
Right next to the field, next to the scoreboard.
Wow.
So then I'll show you this. We got a nice sign out here too. See if I can zoom in on it.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's
Beautiful.
fantastic, man. That's great.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
You can't be more excited than to get going. And I appreciate you giving us some time this morning on a busy day on day one. Stay healthy. We'll check in during the fall, okay?
All right. Thank you, Dom.
Good to see you, bud. There he is, Jacob Holmen, head coach at Minot North. The Sentinels opening up fall camp today. The newest varsity team on the block in North Dakota high school football. Boy, that field is beautiful out there. And I know it's been a long time coming for people, especially in the city of Minot, that have been hoping for a second school. Now it's officially open, and we'll see. We experienced this so many times over here in town when the Davies South split happened. Everyone thought that was going to be the end of South, and Fargo South has still had good teams. They haven't been to the level of what they were, obviously, because a lot of the kids now are at Davies. Same thing in West Fargo. When Cheyenne opened, thought, well, West Fargo's not going to be good anymore. West Fargo's been fine, and now that Horace has come open, you'll think, well, Cheyenne, I mean, there's plenty. And Minot North I would not bet against them that they're going to be pretty good in the not-too-distant future. Appreciate his time there. We'll take our final break. We got a bunch of emails coming in on the interstate and highway debate, and a couple on the garage and the ramp as well. Been a fun day. We'll wrap Hot Mike after this.